Yeah. Um, well, this is interesting, isn't it? Because I've just received word that the PTR is actually not being done today. And yeah. Well, so I've seen it on Discord. I'm trying to find the source right now. Just bear with me a second. Yes, it is. It's been posted 4 minutes ago. Literally. Oh, jeez. Jeez. Jeez Louise. PTR cancelled. We'll still talk about pay to win, but this is. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are they doing to us, Amazon? Here, let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me confirm this so you all believe me. The reason this is frustrating is I left work early. I've told Katie that I've told Katie's parents to bring Willow later, but so that Katie can look after her and I don't have to. I've rearranged. I'm in my work. I've rearranged my life to try and play this PTR. So just know that if anybody's frustrated, I am frustrated. Hi, everybody, by the way. Let me just get this up for you so we can see it. Okay, guys? That's what she said. No, that's not whatever. My disappointment is immeasurable. So trust me, I'm annoyed. But it is, I understand, like, I'm not angry. I'm just on a personal level frustrated with that, if that makes sense. So, let me just see what we've got here. We don't have anything interesting. Where's Firefox? Firefox. My day is ruined. Exactly. It's not the end of the world, but it's ruined my day. It is. Oh God, that's not the right thing. It's one of those things. I get it. Sometimes things just break, right? But on a personal note, this is upsetting because I like in theory I should stop the stream and go and play with Willow when she gets in. But let's read it. We know many of you are excited for the PTR and wanted to share an update with you all. Unfortunately, the PTR will not be available today, February 23rd, due to an issue that was discovered late in testing. We are working hard to get this build into players' hands as soon as possible, and we will provide an update in this thread with specifics about when the PTR will open as soon as we are able to. So yeah, it is what it is. So it's a delay. We don't know when, and yeah. Really, I should go do a video talking about how this is delayed. I don't know. Is a delay even noteworthy? I mean, yeah. The announcement of an announcement. Yeah. Okay. So, wow. Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. But I don't know what else to say. Hey, Fivehead. Kind of glad you're exhausted answering comments. Oh my God, the comments have been crazy, haven't they, Fivehead? Yeah. Honestly, I've been very busy myself. Let's talk pay to win then, shall we, boys and girls? The game's pay to win. I don't necessarily. If you disagree with me, it's fine. For me, there's a first question: is the game now pay to win? Yes or no? Right. And then the question is, how bad is that pay to win? And I think we went from no to yes. And then I think the scale is not very bad at all. That's what I think, right? Hi, Level Up. How are you? I'm not really worried about it or anything. But that is my point of view. That is where I think we're at. I don't necessarily think it's the end of the game or anything dramatic. Like, in WoW, you can buy gold. You know what I mean? Like, let's not... I don't mean to fearmonger, but I also think we should acknowledge it at least. Like, I don't... It is, but it's not bad. That's what I believe. That is literally what I'm saying, right? You're just worried about the $80. Yeah, so $20 a pop is a bit like, okay. I'll be paying it because, I'm okay with that. Unless I misunderstand, I don't think it's pay to win, but I also might be view it as not a big deal. So, the two things that make it pay to win in my mind. One, the battle pass or season pass gives you extra rewards. In those extra rewards, you can get gear, in randomized gear, apparently with better RNG. Right? For my mind, that is straight up paying for loot boxes. Yes, it's a one-off payment, so it's not that bad. But let's not argue that it isn't pay to win. It's getting randomized gear. That might not be bad now because everybody's got best in slot. What about when the expansion comes out and everybody's gear gets reset? Is that bad? it's going to be greens. Yes, I appreciate it's going to be greens, right? That's why I think it's not that bad in the long run. I don't think it's that bad. You're going to be paying for crap, right? It's some people say like about that with BDO, it's like paying, I don't know, like an idiot tax in a way. In that you're going to be paying for absolute jank. Fine, it will be greens. I'm on board with that. But if they change the loot system as well, what else are they going to put on there, right? Doesn't sound like they're going to change the loot system if we've got this system. Sounds like they're sticking with this RNG. You're paying for a whole track. Well, not a whole track. You're paying for a track that includes loot boxes. Loot boxes that contain gear. How anybody is defending this as not being pay to win, I have no idea. It is pay to win. It's just not that bad. But it is pay to win, right? Imagine when we get an expansion, you hit level 70, or whatever the hell they're doing, then you do the reward track, and the reward track gives you endgame gear. You know? Like, my main point is that it's actually, I like the fact that the season pass is capped. I think that's fine, right? And I like the fact that there's a free version as well. I actually like the system. But I refuse to believe that it's not pay to win. Like, I just refuse to believe it, Mark. Just because it's not that bad doesn't mean we should ignore it, right? A bit of me, some of you might remember Total Biscuit. And if Total Biscuit was playing this game, there is no way he'd be like, this is not pay to win. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah, the late Total Biscuit there. I don't want to channel him, but yeah, it's capped. It's fine. Like, I have no massive problems with it. In this day and age, I have no problems with it. Absolute legend Total Biscuit, by the way. I have no problems with it. I'm not, like, angry about it. I like the fact that it's a season pass. The only questionable one is the yield bonus for me. I don't necessarily even mind gear set storage. It's just the yield one, because that's not necessarily capped. Other than that, I'm okay. Don't ask questions, just consume. Like, yeah, I'm not that kind of guy. I said this to Katie last night. I said, you know, Throne of Liberty is being published by Amazon. A lot of you might know that I have a Throne and Liberty YouTube channel. That's effectively my second channel, right? I'm going to get you the link right now. And I said to Katie, I'm going to stream on Twitch and try and get in the good books. And then I was like, yeah, Katie, I've just made this video where I've said that the game New World is pay to win. Do you reckon they're going to like me? I'm like, I mean, you know, you just got to do it sometimes. So the premium track, it gives you, it basically just doubles up the free track, I think. It gives you effectively 2 times the amount of cosmetics, let's say. It gives you more loot boxes. It's the loot boxes that I have the main problem with. It's effectively better RNG loot boxes, right? But yeah, this whole thing has been slightly ruined by the fact that they have delayed the PTR, and I do apologize for that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm upset about that, but on a personal level rather than like, and I don't hate that. That's just one of those things, right? I kept talking to people recently talking about New World's biggest issues, that you max out your character and then and it gives you 1 month of content. Yeah, I do agree that's a problem as well. And hi, Macaulay. I said I don't necessarily think this is a problem. I actually like the season pass system. I think it's okay. PTR is delayed. PTR is delayed. So don't blame me. We don't know. It's been flat out delayed. Let me see what I can get on my screen for you here. Oh, let's do this. That's not what I was trying to do. Came in. I don't know if I have the green screen effect on this one. Reaction big boy? No, I just have this one. Whatever. I don't have the green screen effect. But yeah, it's been delayed. It's my fault. Oh no, it's my fault. Returning here. Enjoy your videos. Oh, thank you very much, Speculia, or whatever. So I don't know how you say your name. For me, it's not that I disagree. I just have to say a sliding pay to win skill. If they start selling max level, yeah. Wait, but weirdly, I don't mind max level boosts. Do you know what I mean? So with it, I don't necessarily mind max level boosts. I think that's because when you release your max level boost is the important thing. If they released it now, not really bothered. Everybody's who wanted to be 60 has put 60. For me, I see that more as catch up. I see level XP at this point being okay. So it's all just personal taste, right? Do you know what I mean? It's just a personal preference. And what you see as being like the problem. You enjoy leveling. I didn't mind leveling, but if somebody was coming to the game now and they're massively behind, they want to level quickly, I don't mind a paid little level boost. I don't see that as like being paid to win necessarily, right? Because you're not winning anything. You're literally just catching up. I see getting gear that's stronger than other people's gear being paid to win. Then switch it up 10 seconds into the video. That threw me off so hard. What did I... Wait, don't think I've necessarily seen that video. Obviously, it has been quite chaotic. Yesterday, I made 5 videos. So, there you go. Do we know if the expansion in 4 will be a paid one? I'm assuming it's going to be paid, Jake. No, they didn't actually confirm that, but they have said in the past that they would pretty much do paid expansion. So, I'd be surprised if it isn't. You would agree if every piece of usable gear... But the thing is, with New World specifically, the RNG gear is the best gear. Do you know what I mean? Oh, bad times level up. I hope you're enjoying your new job, though. I think if they ramp up their content game, I think the game will be bound. Yeah, the season pass system actually sounds pretty interesting, right? I'm actually on board with that. I'm okay with that completely. Let's just see. Oh, I've got a ping on Discord for a Throne and Liberty announcement. No, it's okay. It's just the content creator thing. I'm not really bothered by that. If the battle pass was only cosmetic, I wouldn't care. It's, yeah. To be fair, just to clarify, I actually don't care that the battle pass is pay to win. For me, pay to win is a scale. What I really don't like is where you can continuously pay and get further and further ahead. So let me put it like this way, right? Where you have 2 equal players, equal skill, everything exactly equal. One player spends $100 and he or she beats somebody who's not paid any dollars because they've got better gear. But actually, it turns out that person now spends $1,000 and they're now 10 times ahead of the person who spent $100. For me, that's the problem where it's like uncapped. A season pass where it's like, it's $20, you can't spend more than that. I am completely okay with. They should make it so you do 30% more damage. By Jay, yes. That... Can I just say, I can afford this, right? I have a full-time job. If anything, pay to win is almost good for my lifestyle. I can't even play that much. But obviously, we don't want it, right? It's not what you want in a game. The season pass will bring back people. I actually think so. Now that you know you're going to get big content every 3 months, I think that's okay, right? Oh, the mounts are going to be cool. Nothing about swimming. I finished early. Yes, the backpack biker. You are looking at somebody who did exactly the same thing. Basically, in my work, we have flexi time. I have carved into my flexi time to come home early. I've also told Katie's parents to drop off my daughter later so that I don't have to look after her when she comes in and that Katie can do it. I've told Katie that I can't eat food with her because I'm going to be streaming this game. Yeah, really unfortunate timing for my lifestyle. So it is what it is. A credit card reader when you want an Uber buff, just swipe your card. When it's that kind of thing, I have a real problem with it. I've seen more people in favour of pay to win than not lately. I'm honestly worried. Yeah, Mark, I spoke about it, Total Biscuit, and every time I see people defending pay to win, I picture him and how angry he would be at what we've become. He said it was a slippery slope and people would accept it, and people have accepted it. I do think that they basically did all this expansion and this roadmap with this pay to win sort of element effectively to distract everybody. I fully believe that. None of it matters. Good PvPs will kill easy people in Legendary. But the problem with that 5-head is what if you have 2 equally skilled people? You have 2 equally skilled people who can only play, let's say they can only play 2 hours a day. One of them pays for the reward track and the other one does not. Oh yeah, Ice Pylon's been disabled. The person who paid for the reward track now has slightly better gear. Well, they're equally skilled, right? So the person with the slightly better gear wins. So, I mean, true, nothing is going to be as simplistic as that. I get that. But for my money, I don't really hold that argument very strongly because of that. Because of the fact that you can, it's true, if somebody's way better than another person, they'll destroy anybody. But I think if you're equal gear, then the equal skill, then the gear matters a little bit, if that makes sense. So let me just shut my door because I think Katie's parents are here. Good morning, QEO. Thank you. My headcanon is everyone's gear is too heavy and that is why we can't swim yet. I mean, it might be the case. You don't know. It always starts with a slow increase. There is something called the slippery slope fallacy, right? Just because something has started doesn't mean we're necessarily going to keep going down that path. But I can get behind it. Selling the tokens outside of the season pass is straight pay to win, though. Well, we'll see if you can do that, right? That'll be interesting. If you can just keep, like, buying them. Now, some people have argued that because you can buy gold on the black market, that the game's pay to win. And that's not true. You can't. Sure, they should try and stop that. But there's always people going to go around the rules of the game, right? Like, in theory, let's say Ashes of Creation comes out. I could pay somebody to play the game 24/7 for me. I could literally get somebody and they could come to my house and they could play. If I was a multimillionaire, like, what can you do to stop that, right? It's an outside of the game feature, so I don't necessarily include that. It is every MMO. Like, every MMO you can basically, like, do that. There is no one game where you can't guarantee gold. That's a silly design. Yeah, I agree, it's silly. Like, that, you can buy gold anyway, so it's already pay to win. It's like, yes, but you have to rely sometimes on people's moral compasses, and also the fact that the game isn't technically allowing that. Oh, I'm gonna say I'm not currently. Oh, it's you. I thought it was your parents.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, but I beat them.
Well, yes.
That's why I've come to ask.
G2G sells gold. Stick your head in. Stick your head in.
Okay.
This is Katie. Hey, Katie, let me tell you something before you ask this question. So, you know, I finished work early today.
Did you?
Yeah, I finished work early to get here.
Okay.
To stream this game.
Okay.
And I asked your parents to drop Will off later, so that you could look after her and I didn't have to.
Yeah.
And I said I wasn't going to spend the evening with you, didn't I?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I'm not spending the evening with you. It turns out they've cancelled it, so it's not happening.
Oh.
But I started streaming anyway, because I'd already started streaming before they cancelled it.
Oh.
So, yeah, I basically just ruined my whole day.
Oh. Did you hear a random noise at work around 3:15 that sounded like a big aeroplane or something?
No, I did not hear a big aeroplane.
Oh, okay.
Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, that wasn't. No, actually, that wasn't what I was asking you. I'm just asking that while I remember.
Say hi
It
to these
literally
people.
shook our building.
Say hi to these people.
Hello, random people.
Random people. You can see the names right here. We got Mark.
Okay.
We got
Hi, Thomas. Hi, Magic Lava. Fat J. Is that you?
He's my nemesis, right?
Is he
So I
you?
met him on one of the servers once, and I was like, "You're like me in the future." That's what I said to him. Yes, I'm getting fat. I know. Don't give me that face.
Hi, Level Up MMO. They're correct. I assumed he then for a second.
It is
sorry.
he. I actually don't.
Natasha Galaxy, Rusty Taco. Oh, Rusty Taco. That sounds a bit.
Rusty taco.
That sounds like it's a bit difficult to eat.
It does sound a bit metallic-y. But anyway, what are you going to ask me? Is it McDonald's related?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
I'm probably gonna wreck you.
You're not going
Live.
McDonald's?
No, I'm gonna put pie on.
Okay.
Is that okay?
That's okay. I'll live without it.
Why are you streaming then?
I literally started just as they announced it.
Oh.
So I'm going to talk about pay to win probably for like half an hour, and then I'll probably for an hour, and then maybe just pack it in.
An hour?
An hour? Yeah, like an hour. Not that crazy. You'll not hate me too much, I don't think. Yeah.
That's debatable.
No. Well, okay.
Hi, Jedi.
Let me talk about how pay to win this is. I looked so defeated when she said no medals. I can't believe you've done this to me.
Yeah.
What's that? There's a meme where it's like, I can't believe you've done this. It's some guy slapping another guy.
I can't be bothered. And plus, I don't get paid till tomorrow.
Okay. What's funny? We use our money anyway. It's not like we use your money.
Yeah, but it's been a difficult month.
Get out.
Expensive.
I'm not. This is a terrible excuse. It's because she's trying to eat healthily. That's why you don't want to go to McDonald's.
No, it'll actually be less calories if I have McDonald's.
Well, then what
because
we
I just
doing?
won't have the chips.
What are we doing?
Well, you go then.
I'm streaming. Get out of my room.
Okay.
Love you. Bye. So yeah, that's my wife. And we're not going to McDonald's. Turns out we're not going to McDonald's. We're having pie and chips, I think. Yummy. Wanted McDonald's. It is what it is. I'll get over it. I saw you live. I had to swing by. Hey, John Shalant, how are you? So just to confirm, to reiterate for all those people coming in, the PTR has been delayed. The PTR has been delayed. Yes, as you could see, I changed my life so that this would happen. And yeah, it's not happening today. Oh, by the way, McDonald's, we live literally 3 minutes from McDonald's. Getting it delivered would be an absolute waste of time. You guys had the good apple pies. Oh, well, we're not eating apple pies. It'll be a meat and potato pie. Things that I want if they give this, I want it to be bind on equip. Wait, you want it to be bind on equip? Wait. You want it to be bind on equip? Is McDonald's pay to win? I think that's pay to lose. Which what this season pass might also be, right? If it's all going to be greens, it'll be some serious pay to lose. I get delivered from just across the street because I'm lazy. Oh, magic lever, come on, please. So yeah, like I just wanted to get it on record that I think we've moved into a pay to win zone, and I think now we should start talking about scale. And this scale really depends on a couple of things. One, it depends how good this gear is in the RNG for the premium track. And then, also it depends on these yield boosts and what other boosts are available. It was confirmed that the aptitude, the gathering XP boosts are not going to apply to aptitude. I applaud them there. That's a good choice. I saw one thing in the screenshot I think is pay to win, and I wasn't happy about it, being honest. Okay, fair enough. They should make it free to play. Could the game go free to play is an interesting question, right? So yeah, being able to, there was a gold box with a trophy on it. Oh, if they're giving trophy mats. Ooh. Like, you know, I think we're now into the discussion of how bad rather than is it or isn't it. Personally, that's my feeling. Let's just talk about how bad it is. And I posted on Reddit. I'm not going to link it to you because I think I would maybe get done for like self-promotion, basically. Oh, saying that, people have downvoted me. If you want to just do not upvote, I'm not asking you to upvote it, but if you want to go and put your comments on, I will read it after the stream. I'm just going to, I don't know if that's technically allowed. Maybe I should delete that. I'm a bit worried about that. I don't want to get done for brigading. Let me remove that, actually. I'll remove that. I'm a bit worried that I'll get done for I can't say that word. Brigading? I don't want to get done for really struggling. If you want to go on Reddit of your own volition, fine. I'm interested in your opinions. Do not upvote it. Like, do not upvote it. I am getting downvoted, but do not upvote it. Because my family could play with me. I like how they diverted all the hate for the new event by dropping the new roadmap. Yeah, like, they're like, hey guys, we're going pay to win, but what about an expansion? I think they'll end up with make it pay to win all the after all the work fixing the game. I mean, to be fair, they do need to monetize. I think the season pass is fine, even if some of the stuff is good, right? I actually think a capped pay to win system is fine-ish. Like, I wouldn't call it it's not great, right? We mentioned Total Biscuit, he wouldn't be happy with it, but it's not terrible. It's really uncapped pay to win that I have the biggest problem with, where you literally just go and go and go. They really said awful about. Oh yeah, that was funny. It's like the event was like the event. We not even mentioned the event. We just let that slide, right? We just let that slide. Yeah. And if what Five had said there about the trophy mats, that'll be even more interesting, right? It's gonna get very interesting. Hi Deezen, how are you? We didn't talk about the price of the season pass. €20 for a season pass. I don't know if that's normal. I don't actually play many games with season passes. You guys let me know if that's a normal price. How will it be paid to win? The better chance of best exactly that, though, because it's literally giving you more gear. It's RNG, but it's random. But it's potentially good. Exactly. I think I agree with you there, Luma. We're on the scale, but it's not that bad, I think. Why can't they just make the Battle Pass cosmetic and not pay to win? That's my problem. They choose to do this. That's an interesting question. How much money would they have made? Do they know? The PTR has been delayed. I've been absolutely wrecked. It's ruined my whole day. Literally, I'm going to have to work extra at work to catch up the time that I lost today. So, trust me, I have lost out. It's also double what you'd pay. Oh, it is quite high. Eating lasagna waiting for the Sons of the Forest. Oh, Sons of the Forest is in 45 minutes, guys. Yeah, we'll go and check out Danny after this. Delayed for how long? No date has been provided. These balance changes have been going on forever, never coming. Maybe. Danning says, wouldn't pay to win mean you get better gear than others can get if you choose not to pay? No. So I don't necessarily buy that argument either, right? Let's say the cap of the best in slot gear is always going to be best in slot. So you're saying because you pay, you're not going to get any more best. You can't get better in slot, if that makes sense, right? Which sounds reasonable. You're saying you can only get best in slot. Fair enough. But my point is, two people of equal skill who's played the same amount of time, who do not have best in slot, who are below best in slot, well, one of them will now have better gear because they've paid. That means that they will win the fight because they're equal skilled. That to me makes it pay to win, right? That's my argument. I'm happy to disagree, to be disagreed with, but that's what I personally believe. It might not, if you have best in, if you're capped, then sure, right? You can call it pay to, look, pay to convenience, and then what's pay to win. We can have that conversation. I don't really know if there's an answer, but for me, we've gone from absolutely no pay to win to a little bit, and it's where that, and then it's a big spectrum, right? You've got like Diablo Immortal and some other mobile games on one end, and then I think on the other end you're gonna have like New World and like Final Fantasy, and then probably a little bit worse than that, maybe WoW. Do you know what I mean? That's where I go. Why did they say PTR get out the day after release the new roadmap? Then it would be better for them to wait a week. So they say that they've had a technical issue, right? As long as the crates don't have named items, they will never have the advantage because illegal BIS combinations only come from named drops. That's my way of thinking, at least. But Chris, most of the best in slot war players are actually running randomized items, right? The definition of pay to win is different depending on what person you ask. I would say that anything that you can get in game that is not cosmetic is pay to win. Exactly. Some people see cosmetics as pay to win, guys. Like, it depends on what you're winning. I don't see cosmetics as win. For me, it's about in-game power and the in-game advantage that allows you to beat people. WoW has much less pay to win than Final Fantasy. Okay, I don't know enough about this, right? WoW you can buy gold. Final Fantasy you can just level up. I thought, but WoW you can also level up. I trust you. I just don't know what's the difference. I don't play those games. I'm not trying to make an exact statement. I take it back. What PvP players using named items? Exactly. I don't think PvP players are using named items, right? I think they're using randomized gear. Winning the fashion contest. I mean, I'm not bothered about fashion contests, right? I always get killed by Orichalcum, whatever. Exactly, it's almost always random gear, right? Says me, I'm rocking like Fury. I'm rocking like the Wizened Helm or whatever. I am rocking named items because I am not buying best in slot. Well, if the cosmetics make you invisible, then it's pay to win. True. A bit of me used to think, right, a bit of me thinks that they should disable cosmetics in Arena. And maybe even Outpost Rush. Maybe not casual Outpost Rush and casual Arena. But I don't think you should be able to look heavy when you're wearing light. I think when they get any ranked mode, they need to disable it. Sons of the Toy seems to have been delayed since it should have been out. Oh, Thesian, I believe it was coming out at 6 o'clock. But maybe you're correct. I'll have to check with my cronies. Most players have at most 2 best pieces. On average, I would definitely agree with you there. Well, the desirable PvP stats don't exist naturally. That's what makes them so strong in PvP. Lots of PvPs aren't full BIS. Folks using the champion jewelry and some PvP track filler named items. Yeah, and by the way, there is some really good stuff that they spoke about. I don't know if it's coming in this PTR, but they said stuff about the PvP reward track being improved. Like, I like a lot of what they're doing. By the way, just because I'm saying the game is pay to win, it sounds really... It's like people hear me say, the game's pay to win. Oh my god, how can you say such a thing? That doesn't mean I actually think a lot of what they're doing is good. I mean, I'm in the positive rather than negative camp. I just refuse. I just can't. I mean, it just is pay to win. That's my opinion, right? Guild Wars 2 has a setting where you can get everyone's gear default to basic gear, so the crazy effects. Yeah, Guild Wars 2 horizontal progression. I don't know enough about it, but that always seemed really cool. The problem with BIS is that it all takes a nerf. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm not buying BIS, Mick. Like, I will work for BIS. I will grind BIS out, but I am not paying for it because it's just going to end up getting changed at some point anyway. You only like 3 named items have achievement. Crates can roll that perk either, so we're chilling in most weapons. Welp. It's not really that bad of a pay to win, and it's not really clear how it's pay to win right now. To me, it is sort of clear how it's pay to win, right? Because you're going to get extra gear that you wouldn't have got. They literally say that. You're going to get extra gear by paying for the season pass than you would have otherwise got. That, to me, is pay to win. That's the most simplest way I can do it. And then they spoke about a proficiency potion, which I think is pay to win, because if you don't pay for it, you have to do it in game. So you're effectively saving gold. Then there's possibility that Five had mentioned about possible trophy mats. So let's see how bad it is. What we know right, for me, what I know right now is we've gone from was it pay to win no to is it pay to win yes. Then there's a whole scale, and I still think we're down in the, it's probably not very pay to win, it's not that bad. But I still think we've crossed the bridge, we've gone over the bridge, right? I could do with a good metaphor, right? It's like there's a slope. We were at the top of the slope, there was no pay to win, and now we're just on the very, very... But no, because it doesn't... See, it's like, how long are we going to go down? I don't know. I'm fine with it because it's not an initial cost pay to win. I'm okay with it because it's sort of capped. And I actually think that's why I'm against the proficiency booster one, because that seems to be uncapped. But I think capped pay to win is sort of what... Like, I'm going to play Throne of Liberty. There ain't no way Throne of Liberty isn't going to have some pay to win elements in it. But there's no... I'm expecting it. Do you know what I mean? I'm expecting it. I'm ready for it. My wallet maybe not quite ready for it. But again, if I stick around with Throne of Liberty will depend on how bad we are on this scale. If it's terrible, Diablo Immortal, I might not even pick it up. If it's mine, I'll pick it up. Pay to win, absolute a no-go, and I and many others will stop playing New World if it goes stupid pay to win. Hans, do you see it simply as binary with no slope? I'm sort of curious. Amazon and Jeff, not too surprised. I mean, Jeff needs more rockets, guys. He's got to get out there. He's got to get to the moon. You know, it is what it is. And by the way, I'm more than happy to be disagreed with. I just want to clarify this. Like, we're having a friendly discussion. I want to congratulate you all on a friendly-ish tone. Maybe I'm the one who's perhaps more excited. And that might just be because I'm a little bit bitter about the PTR being delayed. But I think we're having a nice, friendly conversation, which that is the way I would prefer things as well. So thank you very much for that. The devs don't play their own game. I don't think they play it to the level that the rest of us play it. And I don't necessarily include myself in that because I don't play it enough. Thousands of hours in a 40-hour game. It's a 40-hour game. You mean $40 game? Because, I mean, we have spent a lot of time and we got a lot of content from it. I want to buy stuff to give them money. I'm okay with a season pass, you know. Yeah, great. Oh, I'm losing my voice. 1 second. Let me just keep drinking. Some people are like saying, it's not pay to win. You should have a question mark on it. And I was like, nah, I'm sticking with that. Like, it's what I believe. I tried to explain it as much as I could in the video as we were going through things, but Alex, the PTR has been delayed. It's not going to be tonight. Sorry. Alabama says, friendly, we blame streamers for this. You and Five are G's. Five is absolutely incredibly friendly, nice person, by the way. And if you aren't subscribed, you should definitely do so. Pretty sure most of you will know who he is, right? But I know a lot of people that have left due to not being able to transfer off dead fresh start servers. Yeah, that's another good question, right? Why? Why can we not? Why can't you transfer off fresh? There's so many like little things, and you're like, why is that? Why have they not done that yet? I think the question mark brigade. I think most players in the MMO community consider the worst pay to win only the worst of the worst. Sure, I agree with you, right? A lot of people do see it as just being you're either okay or you're completely not. And I don't see it like that. I sort of see two stages of it, as I've said a few times now. I sort of see like you either are or you aren't. And for me, that line is very simple when it comes to player power. I don't consider cosmetics pay to win. It's when I see player power. And then once I do see that binary choice, then the question is how bad it is. I don't see it just being a yes or a no. I think it's both combined. I think the distinction between pay to win and pay for convenience doesn't really exist. I sort of agree with you there as well. I mean, there are some kinds where I think so. I think paying for extra gear set storage, I think that's probably, I'm okay with that. I think that's convenience, right? It might even be capped. You think 100% it'll go pay to win one day? It's always a slippery slope, but I get a good couple of years before I'm happy. That's sort of the view that I'm taking when it comes to Throne of Liberty, right? I'm thinking it's going to start off being quite mild, and then we'll get worse. And then I'll play Ashes of Creation. I get the impression the developers care a lot about the future of the game. The high-ups probably believe they need a bit of pay to win for the game to not temporarily die, which is weird, isn't it? It's a weird thing, but I don't necessarily disagree with that. ESO has worse pay to win shop. Yeah, I mean, I can't really comment too much on that, you know. Proficiency potions are a questionable thing because they, in a way, they tie directly into player power. Not directly, sorry. They tie indirectly into player power. Because, okay, let's say proficiency potions didn't exist in game. If you ignore that, then a proficiency potion now gives you more yield. Okay, that then gives you more materials. Okay, that then either gives you gold or it gives you materials to craft. That's what you want to win to get the best in-slot gear. Now, the fact that it exists in game sort of throws a spanner in the works, but to me, that just effectively means you are buying gold. Yeah. I see the pay-to-win season pass, take it out. Yeah, Games Master. By the way, what did you mean about semi-nude? Random question, but I haven't seen your tweet back. I don't know if you've replied. Proficiency potions directly affect the economy. I think ultimately they won't have that big of an impact because you want the bigger ones, probably so you can get the double efficiency. 5 was telling me about that. I was looking forward to the PTR. Damn right I was as well. Can't wait to get my mountable orangutan from my premium season pass. Oh, that is the future, isn't it? AGS power producing hamster in the wheel doesn't run fast enough. I say let them, as long as it doesn't work on aptitude. It doesn't work on aptitude, so that's quite good. Let people use them for... By the way, I am actually... Oh, let me explain. I'm okay. I would be okay with XP, level XP being a catch-up boost. I'd be okay with that. I'm sort of okay with the weapon mastery and stuff like that being catch-up boosted. The key questions there is going to be, what happens when they increase the gear score? What happens if we go from 20 mastery to 25? Are we going to be able to use these potions? Is that then going to be pay to win technically because you can get there faster? Some interesting questions there. I'm going to reserve my judgment until they release it. Sure, but for me, I know for a fact, because they pretty much admitted it, that you are going to get extra gear in the premium track. That for me instantly turns it from no pay to win ever to a little bit of pay to win. So what I'm now waiting for is how bad is it? How about before monetizing the game fix the myriad of bugs? Oh, Demetrios, what? How could you say? You're saying New World has got bugs? I can't. How outrageous. Yeah, but the weapon mastery is a matter of like an hour. Yes, Cod, I agree with you. That's why I'm saying it's not that bad, right? It's why we're on the scale. The first season is coming out on the 28th of March, which is good. As long as it's not BIS. I mean, weapon mastery, if you are farming it in a good place, it actually doesn't take that long. Not to mention the gear swap options being tied to the season pass or Marks of Fortune. That sucks for tanks. That might be a fair point. For me, that's convenience, which I'm less... I have no strong opinion one way or the other. Heretic! When is the PTR being updated? Sorry, we actually just don't know. It's not today. For me, New World is unplayable right now. After Brimstone, I got some stupid few... Oh, I think I saw your comment. I don't know if I replied back to you yet, but that isn't... Obviously, there's nothing I can do about it. You probably want to post it on the forums, right? I'm fine with it. I think streamers are so dramatic. Proficiency potions can be crafted and bought on the TP, not pay to win. I mean, I'm trying not to be dramatic, right? So what I'm saying is, we've gone from no pay to win to a little bit of pay to win to a little bit of pay to win. I don't think it's being dramatic to call that out. I think that's completely legitimate, right? I think it's a noteworthy moment in the game's history. I used to be able to come on here and say, New World had the best monetization of any game. Now, I need to say, New World is a little bit pay to win, and I'm not sure it is the best monetization. I don't know. I don't know if there's another game. Spending Marks of Fortune on quality of life is an insult. That's fair enough. The game is going to die, let them take my money. It is a little bit. It's kind of like buying. It's like a little bit like buying a little bit of coin. I think they're going to make a buttload of money by charging for gear slots. I'm gonna. If it's capped, I'm gonna fill up. If it's not capped, then I don't know what I'm doing. What's really... Okay, let's talk about this, right? Let's look at this with buying gear set storage. Something that they were like, oh, we didn't even think about that when the game was live. Thank you also for your feedback. And then a year and a bit later, they're like, what if we charge you for them? Give me your money. It's a bit, come on. Your game's not been good enough to do that. I mean, let's face it, you know. I'm going to buy them. But, like, yeah, I don't know. It seems like, somebody said it seems like an insult. I can sort of get that, right? Because we've if you've been playing forever, you're a little bit like, we've gone through the pain of not having gear set storage, and now you're going to charge us for them. It's a bit on the nose, shall we say. 99% of gamers in 2000 give you 20 inventory slots, then charge you for more. So gear storage, it is. I just find it's almost funny that we had to suffer without them. If they would have done it at launch, I think it'd be less insulting. You got done doing 18-hour shift. Oh, bye Alabama. Thank you so much for watching. Imagine if we only get like 10. I mean, if we only 10's optimistic. I think it might be like 2 or 3. MMO players hate selling the solution. They do not want to be bad. It is weird. Like, in theory, is there a technical reason why they are capping the gear sets? And if they are, would it not just be fairer to cap everybody at the same number rather than pay people? Well, there's some interesting questions there. Definitely interesting questions. Just hope the games in the future take looks at the games like this to know what it should be launched with. Yeah, you can't. I think at this stage you can't launch with something like no gear sets and then start charging people afterwards. Mr. Lou, you have to pay for gear set swapping in ESO as well, so it doesn't bother me. But the game launched with a lot of that kind of stuff, right, Mr. Lou? I think. And hi, Mr. Lou, by the way. So long until a new weapon. True. Ashes will look at this and be better when it launches in 2096. So Ashes of Creation, let's face it, is going to have the best monetization out there. We're going to have just a subscription fee. If I'm honest, the gameplay, the minute-to-minute gameplay doesn't look that amazing. So the only thing good about Ashes really is its sales model and the node system, but I don't even think that the node system is just quests, right? So we'll see about Ashes. ESO is a good revenue model. Oh, that's nice to see. I think in today's gaming environment, gamers have unrealistic expectations. I'm okay. By the way, I am okay with paying, Kamikaze. Let me just say this. I am okay with paying. I would happily pay £10 a month, which effectively the season pass is going to be less than £10 a month. It's going to be like €20 every 3 months. I'm okay with that, right? I have no qualms with paying. I'm on board with paying. And I'm on board. I would prefer to be paying like in Ashes of Creation without the pay to win element. But if it's a cap pay to win, I'm sort of okay with that. Ashes is still a big question mark then how it's going to come out. Yeah, we've no idea. They're talking a very good game. Let's just say that, right? The season pass is exactly how I imagined it would be. Free track with materials and resources, premium with emotes and skins. Can I just say that it's not just that, Mohammed? The premium one has extra gear involved as well. I just want to clarify that. The premium one gives you extra gear rolls. It's basically like getting an Outpost Rush cache with apparently slightly better RNG than the free one. Which I'm okay with because it's capped. But yeah, the season pass would be on the PTR reign, but it's been delayed. It has been delayed. I love your comment being okay about pay to win. It's the way it's incentivized that bothers me. Yeah, I agree with that. I would have preferred it all just being cosmetics, right? But I don't know how many it would sell if they did what I want it to be. If that makes sense. I don't really know the answer. The season pass is coming. It's actually coming out on the 28th of March? It's coming out in March at some point near the end. No, as far as I know, the army system came out in 2021. And you have 2 free slots and then you pay more. Interesting. That's interesting. I literally didn't know that. So it has been delayed. They've not given any dates, unfortunately. Now, if I'm honest, they never do anything on a Friday. If you ever really pay attention to them, they very rarely post any messages from the devs on the forum on Mondays or Fridays. So it's likely possibly now going to be next Thursday. Which is unfortunate because I'm going to have to ask Katie's parents if they can drop off Willow again late. So, this is annoying. Deep Rock Galactic Season Pass cosmetics are added into the random loot pool once the season ends. That's the gold standard. And did it added into the random loot pool? Oh, that does. I don't know what that is, but it sounds interesting. Extreme is harder to make a good MMO and developers have easier time developing mobile games. Sure, I'm all for paying developers for their work, by the way. Maybe when I was younger, I might have pirated an odd game or two because, I didn't have the money. I was, poor. Now I have a job, like I can spend £50 a month on a video game if I wanted to. It's not something I'd want to do, obviously, but £10, £20 a month on one of the games that I play like almost every day, yeah, I could do that. When is the PTR dropping? Sorry, it's been delayed. We actually don't know. For Rock and Stone. Wait, what is Rock and Stone? Can you name one game that introduced loot boxes and things didn't go belly up? It's an interesting question. Not off the top of my head. Yeah, I think for me it's a little bit weird that it is literally like loot boxes. Like, what is Rock and Stone? I love how your voice goes down when saying I can spend £50. She can't hear me. She stands there. I could pay £50 on a video game I wanted. Look, I buy Warhammer stuff, mate. Do you know how much this stuff costs? I got little bloody dark elves here. Look, I've been building them. Here, let me get you my... Hey, Fusion Thunder, how are you? I've not quite finished building them, so don't... I'm leaving off the arms so I can print them later. Is this going to be too bright? Come on. Whee, I've got my little dark elves. Whee, look at them. Oh, cool. He's not got an arm because I'm going to paint that after, right? I like how it's focusing on my hand instead of that, but never mind. Anyway, they're bloody expensive, right? Oh, I've got a bottle of resin. Yeah, I got a couple of bottles of resin. Got a 3D printer as well. Jeez, these are all tubs of stuff that I've printed. Give me a second. Speaking about Tyranids, I know they're not Tyranids. There's some lizard men in here that I've been printing. Yeah. Man, I can't spend that much. No. I'm buying my Dark Elves and printing my lizard men. I was just thinking you should 3D print them. Hey, Patchyflower, how are you? By the way, you should, I don't have your Twitch to hand. If I can get your Twitch to hand, I will get it. Patchyflower, I don't know if you do YouTube. Do you do YouTube? And I don't know how you say your name. What is Rock and Stone? Are you guys just trolling me at this point? Go and give Patchyflower a follow over on Twitch if you would be so kind. She's got 88 followers. I'd like to can we make it 100 at least? Please do this. Resin is so hard to deal with. Oh yeah, man, 3D printing, I find an absolute massive pain in the backside, but it is quite good for sure. I've got something in the background that I didn't realise. What is Rock and Stone? Am I going to have to Google what Rock and Stone... Is it a band? What are they? What is Rock and Stone? Am I going to get in trouble if I Google this? I'm going to Google it off screen. In Deep Rock Galactic and the Dwarves, you play as Rock and Stone. What are you talking about? Any speculation? I think it's going to go to 700. You're on Twitch only? Oh, fair enough. Deep Rock Galactic. What is this? What am I looking at? Is it a video game? I'll Google this later. What is Deep Rock Galactic? Don't know what it is. And I literally never heard of it. I'm presuming it's a video game, right? Wow, it feels like I'm being trolled. Do you think it's adult material? Is it? It's 25 quid. It looks interesting. I've literally never heard of it. Okay, a 4-person figure Left 4 Dead against bugs. Okay, it looks good. I'm on board. It's a rock and a stone. What's not to get? You know, when you put it like that, you make a very valid point. It's a mining game with dwarfs. Yeah. So, do you reckon it'll go? I don't know. It's interesting, mate. If they go to 650, do you think they're going to reset the gear? Like in an expansion, you're going to have to reset the gear, right? Beasties, we have now moved on to speculation. If you're talking about the pay to win, I don't think there's any speculation in what I'm saying, because they literally confirmed it's going to include gear in the premium reward track. Like, it's speculation in the fact that it's not out yet, but they literally said what I'm saying. To an extent, there are, a variance there. 700 would mean new perk and rarity. That's true. Too much dependence on umbrals. What's the point in increasing gear score if they're not going to reset the gear? Like what if you're just going to upgrade it from 625 to 650, what's the point? Do you know what I mean? Like, why? They might do it. They may do it. It's an interesting question, right? I was so excited when to play the PTR. Yeah, Brad. I rearranged my life to be here. And it's not happening. Do you think... I hope they get rid of that system personally, Mad Kitty. But... yeah. Wait. Oh, okay. People think it will be Umbral, but I think 625 to 675 would be a new expertise grind and new... Oh, God. If they do an expertise grind. Lord help me if they do an expertise grind. I assume all the new content they've added will require new Banes, wards, and that's how they're going to avoid resetting gear. God, if they keep the same systems, if they keep all the same systems in this expansion, you are not going to meet a saltier person than me. I want them to keep the combat and rework almost everything else. Do we need more Umbral shards to get high? I don't know. Maybe it's time to start saving them 10 months before it's even out. By the time Ashes of Creation launches, I hope my Medicaid code is right. Maybe I'll be retired if I'm not like 90 and they don't up the retirement age. You're gonna be holding just gypsum casts. Expecting them to rework everything else makes you desperate. I know that. I'm not actually expecting them to rework everything. What I want is the combat to remain relatively the same, and I want some reworks to some systems. Is what I actually want. What happened to combat updates seems like they are focused on the season. So the combat is being included, right? You can actually see what they're going to do. I don't know if I can get this up right. Bear with me. On the PTR, there are some changes. Oh, I can't bother getting them. Can I? Oh, let's get them. Oh, I'm not on the right bloody thing. New World News. New World News. Imagine how much Umbral is charged. You've got to think that they just changed the curve. Like, I don't think it makes any sense to do it. So I mean this is in the wrong place, but it doesn't really matter. You can see that they've said what they're going to do a little bit. It's a little bit vague, like it's not the PTR like patch notes necessarily, but the Banes on range weapons are getting increased by 10%. We're not really interested in these, right? But the mutations, you're going to be able to tank a bit. These are all sort of like PvE, but they are saying that they're redoing the musket. They've adjusted some crowd control effects, which is interesting. I don't know what they mean by that necessarily. But you know, they've got some stuff here. One thing I didn't realize is that the PvP influence rework was actually what they meant that was coming out in fall. I was convinced that this was going to be this patch. Like, I'm so salty that that's going to take too long. Housing needs to be more involved. Either they need to make it more involved or ditch it, right? Either just make it casual or make it something worth it. It's like with the trophies. I find the trophies really benign. Like, they're just not even benign, sorry, banal. I just find them a bit boring. I don't really think they're that interesting. Yeah, but it's still gonna need a damn lot if it's the same system. Are they gonna keep the same system? Well, that's why I think you could keep Umbral shards, but you could make it so that you can't upgrade. What you could do is say that the gear score now is 650. But you can only upgrade 540 items. So you have to get all your gear again. Maybe. Aimbots destroyed PvP. So aimbots for the musket might be getting solved because there's going to be a bit of inaccuracy. However, they do say you can mitigate it with the perk, which sort of defeats the point of adding it because everybody will just have the perk. So we'll see. They said what they are doing going to buff the fire staff. I think it needs a buff. I've been maining fire staff. I don't necessarily know if it does need a massive buff. I don't think they've necessarily said what they're doing. I think the amounts are going to be huge. Amounts will be very interesting, right? You used an aimbot in Quake 2. It was bad. That's unfortunate. Shared company housing would be cool. I bought all the 1 coin perk items on my server. What, for the perk rework in 6 months? Or for this patch? Either way, impressive. No one is aimbotting. Some people are aimbotting. I mean, you can watch Death Metal if you want to sort of confirm that. Oh, the accuracy ones. Oh man, we should do that. I didn't even think about it. I don't play Musket, so that's a nice, very interesting idea. Let's write that down. Yeah. You know what's really, really frustrating on my part is I have to go to Katie's parents with my tail between my legs and say, hey, any chance next Thursday you can do the same? Because New World did me in, the bastards. Yeah. But you can be... if you don't like me calling New World pay to win, that's fine. Just know I'm not trying to be sensationalist. I am doing it because I firmly believe that that's what these changes imply. Right? What I will try and make clear as often as I can is that I do think it is a scale, and we will determine how bad it is when we can properly try it out. Right? Without being able to try it, it's a shot in the dark a little bit, right? Like, I don't know where we are on that scale. I will report on that as best I can. Are we going to be able to see the full battle pass on PTR? It's a good question, that, Anastasia. I think we're going to be able to see the tiers, but I don't know if you're going to be able to buy the premium one, which is a good question, right? Because that then will... If you can't play as the premium battle pass and you can't get the Marks of Fortune to get it, can you... Is that sort of hiding how much pay to win it could be? Maybe. The FAQ confirms the pay to win. Maybe they should update it. 2 hits with a bow to the head from halfway across the map is aimbot assisted over and over again. Man, I hate playing against musket and balls. You call the things the way you see them through your view. We can differ and agree, but I respect your opinion. Yeah, like, I agree. Like, I'm more than happy for people to disagree with me. It's completely fine, right? But if there's no point me trying to aggregate the opinion of the community and saying nothing of interest. Do you know what I mean? That's a fool's errand, which then means I'm going to please some people and displease other people. And I'm okay with that. That's fine. If I always reiterated what the most common view was, it would be a very boring life, right? So we've got to just be yourself, right? And even if it means some harm to me, like, I make money off New World being hyped up. Like, I literally make a bit of ad revenue off New World being hyped up. I make money off people becoming YouTube members, right? So me saying the game's pay to win, I don't benefit from that. Like, sure, I get a few extra hits on the video, but it's not, you know what I mean? It's only a temporary hit. You can never please everyone. I make 700 positive videos and then the one question AGS. Yeah, 5head. You're an AGS shill, 5head. How could you? Yeah. So it is what it is, right? How much pay to win on the gear perks is acceptable? Like, if they add a unique perk? Oh, it's a good question, right? I'm not sure what is acceptable yet. Like, I'll find out when I come to it. I don't think this personally is going to be unacceptable for me, but they could 100% make it unacceptable for me. There is a chance, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, that they will go so far with the pay to win that I will stop playing. I think 5head said before that inevitably he thinks that will happen and at some point he would stop. I don't know when that moment will come for me, and I'm not going to stress about it. I'm just going to let it happen. People ain't getting Jay is playing devil's advocate as the casual content creator. If we don't have you or 5head, it's just an echo chamber. Hey, I ain't playing I mean, often I do play devil's advocate, right? But I often will make a video that sounds like I'm going to play devil's advocate and then agree with everybody. But sometimes I have that opinion. Do you know what I mean? That marks out straight away. But Mark, what are you going to play instead? I'm with all due respect, I'm not sure the MMO genre is for you in a way, because at this point, the only game that seems like it inevitably is going to be fine will be Ashes of Creation, right? Sure, I bet Gloria Victus is fine, right? But it's not going to be very... I mean, it depends how many people are going to play it. When will we be able to swim? Shall I ping them on Discord and say, yo, when are you going to be able to swim? There we go. You're gonna play Thrones. See, my view with Thrones is just play if it is pay to win, which it might be, right? Just play for like 3 months and then be like, yup, later. See you on the next MMO. See you in Wayfinder or whatever, right? Have you seen Quinfall? Oh, I haven't properly looked at it now. Play Thrones till it gets too bad and move on. That's my plan, right? That is literally my plan. It's a good plan. It is the plan. The main creative Ashes created is an MMO world, so I doubt that game won't have any pay to win. Are you talking about Narc? The Ashes of Creation is not going to have pay to win. They would absolutely burn to the ground if they added pay to win. They've staked too much on it. If you actually Google conquistadors, they couldn't swim. Fun fact. I mean, when you think about it, right? Why can you swim in most games with an absolute shed ton of armor on? It doesn't even make sense. What's the issue with pay to win? For me, the issue with pay to win, I don't like pay to win. If you like pay to win, that's fine, right? But I don't like pay to win. The creator, you're talking about Steven Sharif. Okay, and his partner. Okay, right, fair enough. Yeah, but I mean, that's why he's making this game, so he doesn't have to do that. It's the old, so I agree, I don't think it necessarily needs it. New World has no doors. Fun fact, only doorways. True, there are those sliding sort of doors. A door is either closed or open. So when they did that Ashes of Forged in Eternal bit where they were like, think about how many different doors they have. I did laugh at that because I was like, they have no doors. Honest opinion, do you think New World will crash and burn in the matter of seconds the moment Ashes of Creation comes out? No. New World, for me, it all depends on what they do in the next couple of years. New World, what happens to New World purely relies on what Amazon do with New World. It's going to take an absolute massive hit when Throne of Liberty comes out. It's going to take a massive hit when Blue Protocol comes out. But the combat is so different from anything else that I'm not even worried about it. The new Conum Deathbog made me wonder about dev teams being competitive. They added 30 new doors and an armor mannequin. Oh. The only way to save the game is by injecting more casual players. That's what they're trying to do. Yeah, I agree. We need more casual players for sure. There is the door in... I don't know about Starstone. There's definitely one in Genesis as well, isn't there? You have to sort of like... The door goes up and down, right? What kind of hit can you take when the player base is, say, 20k? Well, at this point, they might as well rebuild, right? They might as well just set out the game that they want, make a good game, and hope people come and play it. Can they fix the achievements? Neil, are you expecting them to fix things after a year and 4 months? Come on, please. I want a trial, can't use a TP, so bots can't flood the market. Yeah, a trial would be cool. Yeah, Tempest has a door. Where's Tempest's door? That opens. Which ones were? In the after the big Spriggan boss thing, I think. Brimstone Chest Run has some doors. Yeah, to be fair, yeah, there are a few doors. There's a slidey door for the that night boss as well, isn't there? I think. Probably answered, but the season pass like Devil where you start every few months, or is it just update? So it's going to be every 3 months. It's going to be a new season pass. It sounds like if you don't get the items, it'll go into the vault. So, like, make it so trial goes to level 60, but you can't trade. I'd be in favour of a trial that's very restrictive. How much are we going to pay for the expansion? I don't think it'll be more than $40. I think it's going to be like $30. But to be fair, with this season pass, if the season pass goes really well, maybe it'll be free. I mean, I think it's unlikely. Hey, Nutley boy. Into the vault. I don't know. I never really played games with season passes before. Hey, Spanish, I hope you're doing all right. But I think if you've paid for the premium reward track and you don't get all the rewards, I think that effectively you will, that'll go into a vault that maybe you'll be able to get somehow. Do I think players have ditched this current world boss event? Oh, to be fair, yeah, like I need to kill it today, but it's like, can I be bothered? I don't get the vault thing either. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like, there's no point adding it to a vault unless you can get it. So, in theory, it's like you paid for it, you didn't get it in time, you can have it, right? Can they actually provide $110 worth of content, though? That is a very, very, very good question. Are there any of the Mortal Kombat that has the same combat system as New World? Strong Bond? No, which is why I think New World's in its own territory right now. It's got its own thing going. AJ said it's a rework, so it might be Eden Grove revamp. So they said a zone revamp, didn't they? But I think they might just mean... I think they're being very coy about that. I don't think it'll just be one new zone. I don't think it'll be a reworked zone and call it a day. It doesn't make any sense. The Great Axe for the event seems alright for 3v3s. The Great Axe sort of seemed... It didn't seem great, but yeah. The need to add gliders. Gliders would be so cool. I said that on Twitch the other day. What does the premium reward chest on the season pass have? some kind of random gear. We don't know exactly what. They're going to rework First Light. That would make sense. It just has a talent for confusing wording on those maps, on those road maps. I think they've deliberately obscuring that. Yeah, I think they're deliberately doing that. I think Great Cleave is going to be transformed. That would make sense. The new dungeon, by the way, is in Great Cleave. They might unlock the zone above Eden Grove and merge them together, so it's a revamp. Maybe. I think they're going to... I'd be surprised if it's not like 3 new zones or something. I think they're just saving stuff for the trailer. Are they adding pets? In the patch note, it says pets. I don't know about that. You bet it's First Light that gets redone. Just my 2 cents, we'll see. First Light, it'd be cool if they do. I just want AJS to give me dual daggers already. Well, that doesn't sound like it's coming because... Although, if it's a paid expansion, I think we'll see 2 new weapons. I don't think we'll just see the 1. Like, what is this here, by the way? Is this her? Am I getting a wrinkle here? Can you see that? Do I have a line on my forehead? I don't know. Is it a shadow? Pets would be cool. 1 surely will be a healing... So it's going to be a focus weapon, we believe. How odd is it that the same day TLO announced by Amazon... 1 second. Okay, guys. So, if you are dissatisfied with New World, please go on ahead and check out my Throne and Liberty channel. With all due respect, I think you expect way too much from that expansion. I agree with you. My expectations are through the roof. Yeah, I'm going to have to go. I wasn't going to go if the PTR was live, but because the PTR isn't live, then I'm going. So, thank you so much for watching, guys. Yeah, I love you all. You can go check out my Throne and Liberty channel. I very much appreciate you for stopping by. I do apologise that the stream is not what we wanted. I'm going to not sacrifice putting my daughter to bed for just chatting, okay, guys? So I'm going to go and do that. Yeah. So I'm trying not to do too much of it. Oh, sorry, Squulp. 5heads is your Discord open? I'm not sure about 5heads Discord, but I'm going to have to end the stream. I love you all. Have a most beautiful day. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll be live next week when this PTR actually goes live. So, yeah. Have a beautiful night, everybody. Oh, hi, Neil, but bye. Have a good one. See you all. It's all good. It's all good. I'm just trying to sacrifice what I can. Thank you. Have a beautiful day. If you want to support the channel, become a YouTube member like Patchy Flower. Although I'm not sure I've added you to the list. I have. Thank you. You can become a YouTube member or Patreon. You can just do $1. I love you all. Have a most beautiful day. Goodbye. 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 Love you all.